Greetings and salutations, Conversation in Blacks. Good to see you all. My name is Cliff.
Hi, everyone. My name is Wago. And today we have somebody very interesting. And I remember when Cliff told me about Eva, and Cliff will tell us how he got to meet Eva.
Well, maybe what I would say is just don't DM everyone on Instagram. But yes, I think one of the things that really excited us about our guest is, for me, I think we were having that conversation where it was a cognitive dissonance of looking at my IG and then I'm seeing a farmer, a fashionable farmer.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the rest from there was just like, I was very curious.
Yes.
And then here we are.
Here we are. We met for coffee,
Mhm.
and Cliff walked into a coffee chat, and he left being like, I need 100 acres of land.
No less than 100.
No
Let's
less.
all be farmers.
Let's all be farmers.
Indeed.
Yeah. And so today we're joined with Eva Gachoki. She's a fintech lawyer turned farmer, still a fintech lawyer, but a disruptor. And you will get to understand why we call her disruptor. You'll get to understand why we should all figure out how to own large pieces of land, because there's an agenda and we need to
Go
know-
buy land, guys.
Go buy land. Buy land, as Eva is fixing systems and trying to create curriculums and training programs that will enable us all to be
Yeah.
running very successful ventures. in
Eva
farming.
Gachoki, welcome
Welcome.
to Conversation and Vlogs.
Yes.
Thank you.
And thank you for accepting this DM. You could have been abducted.
I could have been a serial killer.
And I don't know. No, delete. Uh-huh.
And his DM was very well written out.
Hey.
Yeah, so I was like interested. I'm like, okay, I would like to know more.
Yeah.
Then
No
of course-
typos, nothing, no hi.
No, it was
don't
hi. I am so and straight to the point,
Yes.
and would like to buy you coffee. I'm like, I love coffee and
Yeah.
I love conversations.
Yeah.
So why not?
Did you know Cliff is also a lawyer turned many things?
No, we actually didn't even
Yeah,
talk
I
about
don't
it. But
think
yeah.
You are.
people
Yeah,
even knew
imagine.
that.
I have
Yeah.
a legal background and here I
Yeah.
am just running around this
Did
world.
you ever practice?
No.
Okay.
You don't
No.
practice daily?
Wink, wink.
Oh, interesting. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I think would be interesting. One of the things we have found about you is, I think what's interesting is, I feel that you're a polymath, right?
Yeah.
So before the fintech, before the law, before the farming, who was Eva?
That was a couple of years back. Oh my God, I sound so old saying that.
No, it's a
Yeah.
couple of years follow us.
Who was
Yeah.
Eva? I was a lifer, loved life, loved living, laughing. I still do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was just a girl,
Mm.
a lady trying to understand life.
Mm.
Yeah, and look forward to what comes ahead of me.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, and then lawyer came first.
Mm.
Yes, law came first. I did my schooling. I finished my school.
What drew you to law?
What drew me to law? We come from this African setup. Back in the day, our parents was, no, you either become a doctor or a lawyer.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to get into media. Yeah. If it were up to me, I would have gotten into mass communication, being the media. I've always wanted to be, back then I wanted to be a news anchor. Then along the line, I'm like, I actually love hosting and talking to people. So I would have gotten into that. But parents, you either become a lawyer or a doctor. I was smart enough that I could actually, I could qualify. I qualified for both education-wise. But I was always the kid who speaks up a lot. Yeah, so law was like, you know what, I want to speak on behalf of people. It's a thing I did. And growing up in the village, there's a perception of when you become a lawyer, you're going to make money. So there I was. Yeah, so I did law. I loved doing law. I loved being a lawyer. So finished my schooling, got employed. I think I was employed for maybe cumulatively about 5 years. And then I set off and set up my own law firm, which has been running for 9 years now. Is it 9 or 8? Yes. Along the way, I now got into farming. 6 years now that I've been in farming.
Wow.
Yeah.
And here we are.
I'm interested to know, like, so what kind of law do you practice? And what has been your experience in law?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I started off when I opened my law firm, I started off as a general practitioner,
Okay.
just practicing what we are all taught in law in school.
Yeah.
We can practice, we can be general practitioners, you can practice anything because we are taught everything.
Yeah.
And then I accidentally landed fintech.
Accidentally landed on
Accidentally,
fintechs.
yes.
Okay.
Accidentally. In fact, I was just being a corporate lawyer. So when I started my law firm, I started building a niche around corporate and commercial law and
Okay.
finance.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then along the way, I got my first offshore client or a foreign client. I would say that because they were West Africans.
Yeah.
So when I was setting them up in the country, I was setting them up for corporate purposes. This is a company, I'm your corporate lawyer and
Yeah.
all that, set
Yeah.
up their business in the country. Then in the launch of their business, that's when I had the name fintech for the first time.
Wow.
So you just, I see, it
I
was
mean, I was
accidental.
it was accidental. So I was like, and what is this thing called fintech?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now after that is when now I started now looking into fintech. Oh, nice, financial technology. This is nice. I love finance. This commercial part of it. So technology is emerging. So financial technology, and I just fell in love with it, and it has been my niche since then. So it's what I've been practicing. So I've been a financial technology lawyer and technology lawyer.
Yeah.
Yes.
And why West Africa though?
Yeah. Or was it the accident?
The accident gave
It's
birth.
part of it, yes. The accident gave birth into the niche and into the clientele.
How many?
And then-
Because
how many
to
fintechs?
date, 80%, 90% of my clientele is still West Africans.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
And then I think I started the law firm a year before I got into serious farming.
Yes.
Yeah. And then as we progressed into the years, I think my farming increased.
Yeah.
I kept expanding. And then along the way, I think I fell with agriculture more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't stop practicing. I just stopped aggressively pursuing scaling in the legal sector. So I still have my clients that I work with, but now I became more aggressive in the agriculture space.
Right.
Yes.
And so there was 5 acres in 2020.
I know. Yes, it was 5 acres in 2020.
And then?
And then kept building, adding, expanding one after the other. I don't want to say lucky. I think I'll call it grace. I'm carried by grace a lot. Yeah. So I was able to have a ready market. Yeah. So because I didn't have the worry of market, I was able to grow.
Right.
Yeah. So from the 5 acres, I remember from the 5 acres, I went into 10 and then I jumped into 35 and then went to 65 and now at 107. That's where we are. And of course, expanding more because production is what I want to do currently.
And if it's not large scale, you're not touching it.
You can't make money unless you're doing large scale.
Okay.
Yes, there is money in agriculture, but the money is there when you're doing large scale. Serious money, that is.
Okay, so I have a two-prong in my head. What's turning is, so you're saying you have market.
Yes.
What does that infrastructure look like? And then even as you're doing that, I want to also look into one of the things I do know about farming and even guys who farmed is the character development is immense.
Yeah.
It never ends.
It never ends.
It never ends.
So I want to hear about that as well in terms of what has sort of farming humbled in you. And what does that bringing all that whole? I mean, I see you're very big on infrastructure systems, whether it's in fintech, you're building systems, etc. I just want to know, what does that look like when you say you have a market and then
and what crop? Right.
And
yes, my primary crop is French beans because that's the market I've had from the very beginning. And the beauty with French beans is there's market January to January, so it's not a seasonal crop.
Right.
Yeah, because we produce January to January. There is of course a period in the course of the year where the demand goes down. Yeah, when we are in competition with other countries that are near to Europe, and they have sunny days, better climate and weather. So our demand, the demand from Kenya goes down,
Right.
but it never stops
Yeah.
the production. So I'm producing throughout the year. So my primary crop is French beans, and then it has been for a long time. And then I've, along the lines, I've rotated with tomatoes, baby corn. Baby corn goes very well with, because there's also export market for the baby corn. Maize here and there once in a while. I tried to rotate. I tried other crops. I tried melon.
Mm-hmm.
I tried onions. They didn't work for me, so I decided to drop them all together. So primary French beans, and then rotate with other family crops that are not in the same family
Right.
as French beans. And then recently, I'm not doing rice as well. Yeah, I think this is the second year that we're doing rice. So it's now also one of our primary crops. Yeah, so it's rice and French beans, then French beans rotated with other crops. That is what we have there currently. I have plans for getting into the herbs business as well for the export market.
Right.
Yeah, but that's in the future.
Yeah.
Yes, back to character development. It never ends. Even now, there's still character development that is ongoing. Yeah, you just I just promised myself that whatever develops my character, it will not develop my character again. Yes, so we deal with it once and for all.
Head on.
Yes, develop me. Let's develop each other, and then I will not deal with you again.
Yeah.
Yes, so it never ends, because with the climate changes, with the weather patterns, with technology, there's always something new. So there's always something to develop your character. Like now, this year, I've never had to deal with thrips like I have this year. I've lost about 16 acres. So our farm is divided into blocks. So, and each block is 4 acres. So those are 4 different cycles that I have lost one after the other to thrips. Yeah.
What is a thrip?
A thrip is
For the ones who don't know.
Okay. It's an insect.
Yeah.
It's an insect that eats into it and then it eats into your beans, and it eats into the flowers. Yeah. So your pods will come out. They have marks on them from the thrips, and they're not export quality.
Yeah.
Yes. So it just eats before the pod grows into a bean.
Yeah.
So it means you would have a healthy plant, but then you don't get any harvest that can be exported because it has fed onto it. So it comes out with marks, and you can't export it. And when you can't export, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that has been my character development this year. Yeah.
Okay.
And what I did is I actually stopped production I stopped production. I have not planted. We're in July, the whole of June. And now we are going to resume planting probably towards end of July, because I needed to break the cycle of that thrip infestation, and to also get back to the drawing board. Why are we dealing with thrip over and over again? These are 4 cycles that we have run at losses because of thrip. Yeah. So get to understand what is going on, where are we going wrong, what needs to change, and then I'll just break that cycle. Before that, my character development was what? Infrastructure. You said I'm good at. I'm actually my infrastructure systems right now. I'm not battling with that. It used to be my biggest headache a while back. Yeah, but then I had to work on it. It's no longer a character developer. Yeah, that's gone. So I don't know what's going to be developing my character in the next 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when we get to it, we deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we double click on infrastructure?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what
Okay.
Yeah. That's deep in there.
Yes, infrastructure, the biggest, the primary main infrastructure for production is irrigation. You get it wrong, you will never stop wars within your farm. Yeah, because a crop will not understand that a pump has broken or a pipe has burst. It needs water now. If it doesn't have water now, it moves on without the water. And you see, if it doesn't get what it needs right now, it gets into, it moves on into, okay, fine. We are moving from vegetation to flowering. I don't have enough water, but I must move on onto flowering.
Right.
So you know what? Let's deal with what is there. So it's more survival mode than thriving mode. Yes, and it doesn't go back. It's very unforgiving. Yeah. Poor crop management is very unforgiving. And one of the ways that you can ensure that crop management is done well, you cannot play with water. Irrigation. I usually tell farmers that are getting into farming, the first thing you must get right. If you're going to be doing irrigation using pumps, your pump must have a backup pump. The backup pump should have a backup pump. The backup pump should have a backup pump, because I promise you, there are times that all pumps will decide, what, sit on a holiday.
Not today.
At the same
Not
time.
happening.
At
Yes.
the same time.
Yes. And they always do this when it's very hot. I promise you, ask any farmer.
Maslow.
When it's very, very, very hot,
Yeah.
pumps decide, what, we're also going on holiday because they are overworking because of the temperatures.
Yeah.
So you would wake up within a week, all your pumps have broken. I've dealt with this severally. You buy another pump, 2 weeks, I'm like, what, let me join my brothers and sisters. So you need to have
Murphy's Law. When everything is going to go wrong, it will all go wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you need to have such that it's not, you already have crop on ground. It will not wait for you to purchase another crop. It needs to be a plug and play. Fine. This one is done. Stay aside, plug into the next one. Yeah. So for me to curb that, I have now several pumps. I have electrical pumps and I've got diesel pumps, and I sunk in 2 dams. Yeah. Such that at any particular time, if one pump decides sisi tumeenda or whatever happens, my crops will not have to go without water. Yeah. And for my French bean, it's a 45-day crop. Yeah. It moves fast.
Yeah.
So you cannot skip its need. It needs what it needs when it needs it. If it moves, if you give it, if the crop needs water today and you give it water tomorrow, you've lost a yield.
Wow.
Yes.
And what are your yields like for your French bean?
For my French beans, we do between 3,000 to 3,500 kgs per acre.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about 3 to 3.5 tons per acre.
And you have how many acres?
I have 107 acres. But our farm we've divided the farm into cycles because again, continuity. I'm a continuity farmer. That's the value we offer. Yeah. We produce January to January. Yeah. Other than this year, because we've had to take the break because of just getting back to the drawing board. Let's find out what's going on. But we produce January to January. So every 21 days, initially we used to do every 21 days, we are planting 4 acres. But we are reducing that. We are reducing the period, so we have more production. Yeah, but every 4 acres. So we are continuously planting such that when this block is done with harvesting, another is beginning. An agribusiness, in one word, yes, an agribusiness. So it's a business. Every month I need to have returns on a monthly basis, not seasonal. I don't do seasonal farming.
I mean, and even continue to talk about infrastructure. Maybe one of the things we talk about is looking at this. We like to call it this whole value chain.
Yes.
The market, your land, where it's located. How did you get your land? Like what was the reason? I mean, how? Looking back, like what were you thinking? What did you experience?
Yes.
I mean, we hear our friends going to lease land and it never ends well.
Yeah.
But
how I got to that area, that credit I give it to a friend of mine who is an agronomist.
Okay.
Yeah. When I wanted to farm, I told him I want to farm, get me land. And he got me land. When you see, I didn't understand the importance of water because I was just starting out. I just knew crops need water. Crops need, you need to have water, but I didn't understand that this water needs to be there throughout. So I'm glad I didn't go looking for land myself. Yeah, because he went and got me. So what he was looking for is there a river? Okay. There's this permanent river. I want land near that river.
Permanent.
So he actually started from water
source,
then land. Yes.
You'd have started
I would have started with land.
Yeah.
Yes. And then now, where do we get water?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So that credit I give it to my friend. He got me. That's when we got my first 5 acres. It was just touching the water. Then now when I grew and started looking for more land, again, grace goes ahead of me. When I was ready to expand into more acres, it just happened few kilometers from where my first land was, not more than 4 kilometers actually. There was a family that had a huge tract of land. Yeah, they had 67 acres. Yeah, that 67 acres as a family, and it had not been leased out, and it was again touching the river. Yeah, so I took it up. And I know, just thinking about it, I'm just seeing how grace goes ahead of me. It just happened that now the neighbor to the land I took was also a family that had 50 acres. And there was, so my whole 107 acres is the same area.
That's fantastic.
But water fast.
Yeah.
Water fast. Yes, water fast. I farm with River Chania. Yeah. Again, this thing of grace going ahead me as I'm getting these
flashbacks.
I know, right?
Hindsight.
Yeah.
2020, yeah.
Because there is land on the other side of where I farm, but they use Athi River. Athi River has dirty water because
polluted.
yes, a lot of it comes from Nairobi River.
Right.
Wow.
Yes. So it's not very conducive for farming, for production.
Wow.
Yes. So Chania River is a very, very, very clean river.
Yeah.
And it's a permanent river.
It's crazy how everything is connected.
But also don't sweat the small beginnings, because I think at your 5 acres, you wouldn't have thought about the 10 acres, but they kind of were preparing you for that.
Yes.
I mean, for that 107 acres.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's true. And also, when I started farming, I went to speak to a couple of people that have been in the industry for a long time. And there's this gentleman, I consider him now one of my mentors in the agriculture space. He told me, the words he told me that have stayed with me to date: you expand on demand. Yes. It's like you expand.
It sounds simple, but it's
very true. You expand on demand. Yeah.
Tell me something around, I think one of the things we were looking at is, so you set up this farm, and I remember when we met, we had a very interesting story around you being the only rice farmer in Kiambu, or one of, plus I think part of the conversation we were having was around pricing.
Yeah.
Right. Are you making money from farming?
At large scale now,
yes,
I am, but it's not what I should be making.
I see.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not what I should be making. The people who are making more money are the people who are on the consumer facing side, on the value chain, those that are selling directly to the consumers. Yeah, because the farmer absorbs a lot of loss, a lot of risk, and a lot of cost. It is absorbed by the farmer, and the farmer has no say as to the price, how I sell my good. I have not said that. I was actually just looking into it the other day for my, we are currently harvesting rice, and I was looking at the market prices. The farm gate price for Paddy rice is rice that is not yet milled. So what you buy has already been milled. So when you're buying from us, it's called Paddy rice. The brown husk is still on the rice. So currently it's going for 65 shillings per kg when you're getting from the farmer, farm gate price. When you're buying, how much are you buying your rice at? A kg.
How much is a kg?
Okay, if you're buying from where, it's 170. Yeah. I know at supermarkets probably 200 and something. Yeah. When you're buying in Moya, it's 170. And these guys who are selling at 170 are the same people who are buying from the farmers at 65.
Right.
The cost of milling is not a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a lot.
So they're making okay.
Exactly.
Double and some change.
Yes. Yeah, and because
with no risk.
With no risk.
Let me go collect it. I display it, and then
with no risk. And hear this: my previous rice, I think that was early this year. When we were selling our previous rice early this year, I sold at 87 shillings a kg. Then still, the selling to the consumer from the retailers was still 170.
Yeah, correct.
So you see, that hasn't changed.
Yeah.
But for the farmer, it's gone down from 87 to 65.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's brought me to now I have a new mindset.
Correct.
Think value chain. Yeah. Think value chain.
Yeah.
Yes. That's why I'm now think value chain, because bargaining power of farmers is lower.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if I am within the entire value chain, let's say I produce
own
my
the
own rice.
entire- yeah.
Exactly. I'm going to mill it, and I'll be able to sell to the customers end product myself. You see, my bargaining power
Yeah.
changes completely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So think value chain, think ecosystem.
And the thing is with thinking of value chain is that you have to control the numbers. You have to have produce enough for you to actually bargain.
Correct.
And a lot of these systems have thrived because of the fragmentation of the value chain.
Yep.
And so, as you said from the beginning, we have to think large scale
Yes.
for us to control the narrative
Yes.
or to control the value chain.
Yes.
It's full of brokers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Think value chain, or think large scale. For those that can be able to do large scale, or unity by farmers, so they can together, their small scale becomes a large scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Collective bargaining agreements.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is privatized. That is led by the farmers. Because if it's led by non-farmers, it doesn't get to serve the farmer fully.
But the thing is, as farmers, it makes sense for it to be fragmented, because then now we can take advantage of the cost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That, unfortunately, yes.
So how are you disrupting that system?
How I am disrupting that system is trying to build systems, collective systems, where farmers lead the way. So we are not having outsiders come in and do this aggregation, or this, collecting and distribution. It's done by farmers, because then I understand the pain of the farmer. I will understand that this fertilizer, when I was starting to do the planting on day one, my starting fertilizer, this was the price. By the time I'm getting to my top dressing, the price has shot up. So I am the one that knows the cost that has gone into production. So I should have a say in how I'm going to sell, in what I'm going to sell. I was looking at in South Africa, there's a warehouse. It's called the model is called warehouse receipts model, where produce, all of it, the collective part of it, is all stored in the warehouse.
Right.
And because farmers and cooperatives of these farmers, it's all stored, or it's all done from the warehouse. So the farmer is able to get, maybe using the receipt, they can access financing. So they don't have to rush to sell. Like now, if I have rice now, if I have a need for money, I'll sell it at the 65. Yeah. While if I would wait out for maybe 60 days, I would be able to sell it at 90. So you see, that's a very big variance. Yeah. So if there's a way that farmers, you can close the gap. Farmers will rush to sell their produce because mostly they need the money, and they don't have any other option, especially perishable goods,
Right.
like tomatoes. That's why, have you been seeing these boxes that tomatoes are being bought at?
Yeah.
So you're given that option as a farmer. You take this, or your entire produce is going to rot. It's quite unfair, because the farmer will look at, I've put money in this. If it rots, I will lose money. So you know what? Even if it's at a loss, just take it away.
Yes.
Yeah. But if there are ways that loophole or that gap can be closed, that the farmer doesn't have to rush.
Yeah.
That would benefit the farmer. There's the cold storage. There's the cold storage model nowadays. But this cold storage hasn't reached the grassroots.
Yeah, and it costs a bomb.
Yeah, it hasn't reached the grassroots. It's only serving the large scale farmers. The grassroots, it hasn't. And there's a lot of production on the grassroots level.
So what has failed? Because I'm hearing here what you're advocating for is like farmer power.
Yes.
But in between there, what has happened is buyer power, which is the brokers.
Yes.
So what needs to be done? Is it a systemic failure? Is it a policy failure? And plus, before we wait for those things to happen, what needs to happen? What do farmers need to know? Or what are the barriers or what are the challenges with that?
It's a policy failure, it's a systematic failure,
Oh, wow.
it's a lack of knowledge failure, it's people taking advantage of the farmers failure, as in it's all of it put together, collectively put together. And it's not as easy to be able to resolve all of them at the same time. So how I am looking at it myself as Eva is one at a time. Yeah. So start with what are the biggest headaches for farmers? It's market. Market with good pricing. Yeah. So what can I do as Eva for farmers, especially the small scale farmers, to be able to access market? Because when you give a farmer market and competitive prices, and they have no reason, they have no reason to not sell to you.
Yeah.
So how can we, one at a time? Yeah. So what market? You'll find that someone has land and they'll never farm because they're like, nitauza wapi? Yeah. Nitauzia broker. Yeah. Like no French beans. Do you know when selling to a broker, French beans, they're buying at you at 50 shillings, 60 shillings.
Per kg?
Per kg. The cost of production for French beans right now,
Per kg?
including harvesting, because the farmer bears the cost of the harvesting, it's about 70, 65, 70 shillings, and then you sell at 60.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
That's robbery.
And then harvesting determines also the quality of the crop.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the industry is full of casuals, which also affects the quality of the crop.
Yep.
Yeah.
How do you access markets, Eva?
How I access market, again, I've not had that's not a hurdle I have had to deal with. But maybe I can talk about how I have sustained and attracted more market. Because when I was starting out, I did start off with market. Yeah. So I've been able to sustain and attract more market because of it's actually three things. It's quality, quantity, and continuity. So I've built reliability around those three. So I'll produce continuously, January to January. I will produce quality and I'll produce in volumes. Yeah, that's where the large scale comes in. Yeah. Okay. And quality, of course, you can't play with that, and continuously. So because of that reliability, I've been able now to attract and sustain my market. Yeah.
And that's because people see what when they get your crop or your methodology or your process.
They get quality beans, yes, and you're sure that you'll not have any agrochemicals on the crop, on the if it's a tomato, on the tomato, or if it's a green bean, you'll not have anything that is hazardous, health hazardous going into the market, because we observe all the regulations, we observe all the standards that are supposed to be met to ensure what goes into the market is good for consumption at the point of going to the market, and it's of good quality. Yeah, so
it's your inputs.
Our inputs, yes. Yeah. Our inputs.
I was wondering when we were having this conversation, your story about Kiambu and rice really stuck out to me. What is that about?
Can I just also first say that in Kenya there are three main irrigation schemes, three irrigation areas. There's the Mwea region, there's Western Kenya region, and the coastal region. Kiambu is not there.
Yes.
That's for starters. Kiambu is not known for rice. And then along comes Eva. So let's go there.
Yeah. I never looked it like that.
Yeah.
In any way that, this particular crop can only be grown in a certain area. That never even crossed my mind. Because how I got into rice, I never set off to get into rice. Yeah. I have always wanted to be in the horticulture and never get into, cereals or grains.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's the sections near the river in my farm are black cotton, and a part of it is clay. And when it rains, it retains a lot of water. So you have not much control. I did try as much as possible to do my planning such that when the rains are starting, I don't have produce on those sections. But then the climate and weather patterns kept changing. So rain kept coming early and early. So 1 year, from one cycle to the next rainy season, I would always have crop on that section when it rains. And what that means is lose.
Yeah.
Lose all
Because
of
French
it.
beans and flooding, no.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was tired of that. So in my mind, I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. The next thing is, and there's no way I'm going to, actually what made me look into other crops is there's no way I'm going to be planting one cycle or 2 cycles for the full year. And then after that, the land is just bare like that. So my next question was, what can grow on this section throughout the year? Yeah, I looked at a couple of crops. I like, bado haitaweza. So you know what? Let's try rice. See, this is black cotton. Yeah, and I've seen in where it does well on clay. You know what? Let's try. And I picked out a section and I planted rice. The first one was just piloting. That was last year. My timing was wrong. So while the crop grew, I didn't have any grains. Yeah, but it confirmed rice can grow. So the timing was with respect to cold. There's a particular phase of rice that if there's too much cold, the grain doesn't form. So I didn't know that. Mimi nilipanda too. Yeah. So yes, the crop grew, but I didn't have any grains. So nikasema, but okay, rice can grow. Let's do another trial on different weather that doesn't fall during it's actually this period, during June, July.
Right.
Nikapanda, I redid it again in, I think September last year. October, thereabout. And I got rice. I was like, Allah, here we go. So I converted my entire black cotton, the entire 20 acres, into rice paddies. That is where we are now.
What surprised you most about that in terms of just its reception plus?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that one was. I didn't think it was a big deal until I had visitors coming to see rice in Kiambu. I'm like,
why are you coming?
Surely, as in, see, this is normal. As in, Mimi, what I'm doing is trying to solve a problem. It hadn't hit me that rice has never grown in Kiambu. Yeah, so I was like being the first one to grow rice. Yeah. I had people from the county government coming to see what is going on. As in, I had people coming to see. Mtu anaambiwa kuna there's rice in Kenya. I'm like, aje sasa. Yeah. So it's when I started having people making appointments to come to the streets. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. So this is actually a big deal.
But why?
It's a big deal.
Me, I was just doing the next normal thing as an agripreneur.
Yeah. I'm interested in why, because certain regions are known for. I mean, I get it because of the environment and things like that, but
yes,
why isn't it that people have experimented with?
I think the perception that rice can only grow in these areas because that's where it has always been grown.
Yeah,
and no one has ever tried to grow it elsewhere.
Yeah,
yes.
And it's not just rice.
It's not rice. Yeah, that also now brought me to that realization that actually, when we think crops can grow, this region, there's only this crop that can grow, it's a perception because no one else has ever tried to grow something else in that area.
I'd like to pause because I think we started this conversation saying that everybody should consider being a farmer. And a lot of times in this side of the world, when you're thinking of going into farming, you first go and ask farmers, okay, so what grows here? You go ask the neighbors. But what I really like about that is you actually went in, piloted, and also you kind of disrupted it because even when you are looking for the seedlings in where you are saying unaenda kupanda wapi? Yeah. And so it's very, I'm just thinking of the audience, somebody watching us, they have land, they're just thinking maybe what should I plant or where should I go? And 2 things that are coming out from this conversation is perhaps is horticulture an entry crop, as long as you can manage the quality and consistency of the crop. And 2, for you just looked at what are the factors that are needed for this crop to thrive, and then you did it anyway. And so for the person listening, perhaps I want to ask, is horticulture an easy entry crop, or would you suggest another crop, for example? Or it just depends on the land you have. You go try it out and figure out what works.
I think get the information.
Okay.
Depending on where your land is, you first of all just get an understanding of why the crops that are being grown in that area, where they're being grown in that area, and your soil. Actually, a bigger factor is your soil. Can your soil support what it is that you want to grow? Does it have what is needed for it to grow what you want? Yeah, and find out why. As a first-time farmer, I would say whatever is in that area, just enter into it. Yeah, at least get into the market with it before starting something out of the blues. If you're going to try a new crop in that area, it has to be on a very small section to see if it's going to do, because you don't want to do 5 acres and then it doesn't work. You need to find out whether it's going to work in that area. Climate changes. Like, I'll give an example with maybe snow peas. Snow peas does well in extremely cold areas. Yeah. Likes of Limuru, Nyeri, Kinangop, such places. So trying to bring that kind of crop, let's say in Ukambani, it may pose a challenge because it prefers the cold. So you need to understand your crop. Yeah. What is making it get grown in that area? Is it because the climate is conducive for it, or is it because it's what people prefer to do? In my area, I think most crops can grow in my area. Yeah. So it's just now a matter of what am I going to grow? Is my soil going to support what I am thinking of growing? Yeah. And growing what is within your area, it's for market purposes, because your area is not, like, say your area is known to grow potatoes. Right. So to get into the market, to get into the sector, you will not have issues with buyers because the area is known to grow, to grow potatoes. So you grow that for you to be able to get into the sector, and it will be easier for you to get market. Now, as you get experience and grow in the sector, you can now, let's try something else. Yeah.
I mean, I'm interested to understand, especially now when you begin to dial in, what are the biggest gaps you've seen, whether it's around labor? Are we training laborers, or are we training agribusiness operators, or the business of farming? What's missing? Because I think when we were having this discussion, it was around, you sound so knowledgeable in terms of like you've done your homework. And I think I was asking because in a span of 6 years, the amount of knowledge you've actually amassed makes you pretty street smart, so to speak, especially around farming.
Yes.
So what's missing? Or are we training well? Are we getting the right education? Do we understand the business of farming? What do we have? What aren't we getting?
Labor is available. Yeah,
labor is available
on the casual part of it. Yeah, yes. Those that actually doing the work.
Yeah,
labor is available. Labor is actually that one is available. People who are doing, because it's manual. It's hands-on. That's available. What is not available is agribusiness part of it.
Agribusiness.
Yeah? Yes. How do you manage a large-scale farm? Because there's a lot that comes to play. There is management of people. There's sales. There's the marketing. As in, you see how ordinarily businesses are run, the very various departments.
HR,
finance, these things all come into play. Yes. It's like a project. Yeah. Look, a crop is a project. Project management. Yes. This is a crop. Yeah. Someone who understands that I cannot plant French beans on this portion the whole year continuously, and knows why, and knows what to intercrop it, to crop rotate it with, and where am I going to sell? All that. The agribusiness part of it is where that is what is missing. And proper managers, that has actually been it has been one of my top 3 headaches for a long time.
Why?
Proper management. Labor, I have people I have available.
People will come work the farm under instruction.
Skill set.
Yes.
Is
but
challenge.
up here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I don't know whether I don't think it's a failure of education, because there's a theory. The theory is all right. Yeah. In school, you'll find that most of what people are taught in school in the agriculture sector is the science. Yeah, that's what brings about the agronomist. It's the science. This crop at flowering stage, this is what we need. You need to do a soil test because of this. Looking at a leaf, You can tell what disease this is. So that's the science.
That's the
So
science.
yes, but now the actual running.
As guys fell in love with the idea of farming.
Yes, the actual running of the farm.
Yeah.
To profitability, proper commercializing it.
Mm-hmm.
That is not taught in school.
Mm.
Yes, it is not taught in school. But I'm seeing a few education institutions are coming up with such. The likes of Strathmore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Strathmore is doing a lot of agripreneurship courses and trainings and management, agribusiness. They are upcoming. Yeah.
Mm.
But what I think is these things are supposed to be set up by people like us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Farmers by farmers.
Yes, farmers by farmers,
Yeah.
because you've done the theory. Qua ground.
Things are
Qua
different.
ground, yes. And farming can be very unpredictable. Yeah, it can be while it has variables that you can control, it can be very unpredictable.
Welcome to life.
Yes, yeah. Yeah. It's not like, you see, for my law firm, I know if it's linear.
Okay.
Farming is not always linear. Yes, it's not always linear. So this agribusiness, let's make it ground. Like now I had, for me, being in the business myself and doing it hands-on, I know that my farm manager needs to also have people skills, because you're dealing with people, and these people you're dealing with, their literacy levels are not as high. So there's a way you talk to them. Yeah. What when you wanna harvest? There's a way you'll talk to them and you'll harvest your produce yourself. I promise you. So people skills. How are you going to deal with someone who's an agronomist? At least they can understand a few things. And now deal with huyu mwingine kasho mwenye anaingia hiyo siku. Yeah. When you decide, they'll decide, you know what, it's 2 p.m. I'm tired. Pay me for the hours I've worked. Yeah. So people skills. It took me 4 years, I think, to understand that my farm managers needs people skills. It's not just deciding what is happening today. It's not planning. They need to have people skills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find it interesting whenever you look at value chains, and a lot of times value chains start with the farmer as the first point of call. But I find that you aren't going beyond the farmer and actually you're in the shoes of the farmer to realize that it's not only with just the inputs, water and whatever, it's the entire system that surrounds the farmer.
Yeah.
And we did talk about you working on potentially upskilling or some form of curriculum that can now be used by farm managers or farm owners to farm managers.
Yes.
Can you talk briefly about that?
Okay. Yes. So it's more of like a postgraduate program where those that have gone through agriculture courses. After that, we come up with a program where now they come and now learn the agribusiness part of it, the management part of it, the operational part of it, post the science part of it. Yeah.
Right.
So from college or universities, then plug into the program. Of course, that probably maybe 3 to 6 months where you now get to learn. And it's in person, it's C class. Class is kidogo, it's fine. We're going to have lessons because the theory part of it, but much of it is qua ground.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So run it for a while, and then now, so we can have agribusiness consultants,
Right.
agribusiness managers.
Yeah.
When you're getting a manager, they understand the science, they understand the agribusiness, and they understand the market and the sales around it. Yeah. If even possible, the economy around it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I'm curious though if we just went a bit deeper. I remember when the two of you guys were talking, you smiled when, and that was during coffee, was when you guys were saying small scale farmers will not make money. right? And then juxtapose that against the deficiency of what you're talking about, whether it's skill sets. And then now even layer that on into one of the things you talked about is if farmers are not going to be small scale, then they will need to be large scale for it to make sense.
Yeah.
Technology is expensive and things like that. But what are the things that you found as, I'm assuming in your big acreage farm, you have been trying to use technology as well. How is that working out for you? How is that looking?
Not as good. I think much of the technology in the Agritech, it's not working. It's not
For 100
It's not
acres.
localized.
it's not that's the word.
Yeah.
It's not localized. Yeah. Mechanization maybe,
Yeah.
but the technology itself, it's not really localized. I've tried, even with mechanization, I've tried working with mechanization at my farm, and it fails because of what type of soil.
Okay.
Yes, there are things that are not that you see. Soils are very different everywhere.
Yeah.
If this technology is built for China or Mexico farms, yeah, just that's just an example. The soils are very different from us.
Yeah.
So bringing that as a plug and play, the efficiency reduces. Yeah, I had that experience with a rice planter. Yeah, because of our soil. Yeah, the clay, the black cotton, because of how it is, it was a struggle getting to have the planter do the planting. Yeah.
The black
Yes.
cotton soil is thick and coarse.
Yes. So my
But the machine is made in
experience,
China.
yeah, my experience with technology, it's not as efficient as they are saying out there.
Yeah.
And drones.
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 Drone is the answer for everything. Excuse me.
I think drones, to be very honest, I think drones are working for grain crops.
Yes.
I think they're working for grain crops.
Yeah.
For my crop, the insect is under the leaf.
Oh, right.
Yes, the insect is under the leaf.
I have an idea. Small drones.
Small drones that go under the leaf.
Yes, that go under the leaf. Yeah,
So you have a drone coming to do the I don't know,
like
the spraying.
Like for my rice,
Yeah.
a drone would be perfect.
Okay.
Yes, but for my French beans,
the insects, whatever you
yes,
need.
yes, that was in a checker too up or two. There is the pressure of the spray, but they're like, you don't even know,
Yes.
They're having a blast under there.
Yeah.
Because you see, for you to actually get under the leaf,
Correct.
under the crop, you have to do it. Get the spray under.
So what I'm
So
hearing,
for that we have the, you see the normal spraying. Yes.
Yeah.
There's what we call the nozzle.
Yeah.
There's a way you
there's
can turn the nozzle that it is going to spray under.
Under.
Yes.
That is crazy.
A drone doesn't have that. It's just pressure. Yeah, and all that. I think the technology that is probably working is precision technology. Yeah. Like maybe climate, weather,
Guys who are setting up Internet of Things kind of systems where
infrastructure
you can
systems,
plug in something into the soil that sends signals to your laptop.
Yeah. Exactly.
The
but
soil composition has changed.
The actual crop management.
No. So I'm just hearing opportunity in terms of you just don't have to be a farmer. You can actually come and fill that gap around technology and around things like that.
And please come and talk to the farmers. Get to understand what our challenges are. Don't just build for the sake of building. Come and talk to us.
Yeah.
Let's dial this up now, Wako.
Do we like it?
Because I want to understand, because this one is, I know this one is personal for, and this has made headlines, especially in our courts. So as a lawyer and a farmer, seed control, what does that mean to you?
She laughs. At inputs.
And exhales.
Okay, let's do this.
Yes.
Let's start with what is the current picture right now? And then what is the opportunity?
The current picture right now is seed is expensive for the normal farmer. Yeah. And how maybe farmers are being able to maneuver through the seed part is being able to sell between each other. It's like barter trade. Yeah. Yeah, it's like barter trade. You want bean seeds? Yeah.
You have beans?
Exactly. Or I have excess and I'm not planting again. Being able to sell freely. Yeah, because like now a kg of, let me give an example with what I know. A kg of French beans right now, what's supposed to be planted, the seed for planting, the original one, it should be at about 1,200 now, at 1,200. That's a kg. An acre of land will do probably about 17 kgs. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
So that's what?
That's about what?
19K,
19,000
on
shillings.
average, yeah.
That's for
Or
an
20
acre.
even. Yeah.
This other generation that is not original, that maybe I can get from the original and sell, what used to happen is at probably 500, 550.
Okay.
That's half.
So somebody decided to regulate seeds.
Yes.
And say you can only use these seeds.
Yes.
And these seeds need this fertilizer. This fertilizer.
So everything
also
has been
needs-
engineered.
Right.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. Instead of this that is being sold as second generation, find ways to ensure to certify it such that it's meeting the standards that are appropriate.
So certification is a problem, or is just capitalism?
Capitalism, I think, but it's if you're actually for the farmer, find ways to support the farmer. How many small scale farmers are going to afford to buy that seed on a continuous basis while they are selling their produce at a loss or at par?
Because they don't
with their
determine
cost
price
of production.
Yeah.
How many? And then you're saying farmers are not producing. How are they going to be able to produce?
So here we're looking at, we have a real problem where what I'm hearing you say is that then the policy makers and the discussions that are happening are not on the ground.
Yes.
Or do not capture the reality
of what is on the
of
ground.
what is happening on the ground, and there can be practical solutions.
Yes. Like truly
if you care
resolve the pain points of the farmer. Truly. Resolve the pain point of that farmer.
Why should I?
You
as a capitalist.
That's privatized. That's different. I'm talking about the policy side and the government.
Right.
Yeah. Agriculture is the backbone of this country. As in, you want
50%.
Exactly more production for you to be able to ensure that there is continuous production. For how long are we going to be importing our staple foods?
Right.
Yeah. Support the farmer, empower the farmer, enable the farmers for them to be able to produce more.
Right.
Yeah. And how do you enable and empower these farmers? Get to understand their pain points, come up with practical solutions for their pain points.
And what about for ordinary Kenyans or just an ordinary citizen? What do they need to understand about this seed story? Yeah. What do they need to know?
For the seed story, to be honest, I don't think it affects the ordinary Kenyan as much, because by the time of planting and getting into the market, there's a lot of treatment of if let's say the seed has had diseases or it had issues. By the time we get to you getting the product at the end of the day, a careful farmer has treated and maintained the crop properly such that what you get at the end result is safe for you. A careful farmer. It will ensure that what gets to you is safe. Yeah. So it doesn't affect the ordinary Kenya as much, but it's likely to affect maybe the cost of you purchase of that produce.
Right.
Yeah. Because if I have to buy my seeds at 1,000 shillings instead of working with 500 shillings, ultimately your cost of buying that thing will also go up. Yeah. So instead of buying skuma at, how much are you buying skuma at currently, or just leafy vegetables? I don't know. I plant mine. I haven't bought.
Just flexing.
Yes.
I'm not sure.
65?
A kg?
No.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I would be lying if I said I knew.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yes, you see, if every cost is up,
right?
Yeah. In as much as we do not control the cost, the price of how much we sell, somewhere along the way, your cost will also go up.
Right.
Yeah.
And
So
listen,
that's
these
how
things
it
are not
affects
even
you.
bought in cage. It's like things like skuma, because I buy skuma, manago, etc., terere. All of them, they come in batches, and
Yeah.
she's probably right. They can range from, depending on where you're buying them from,
Yeah. So
65 to almost 120
So again, who is winning?
per
The
bunch.
retailer, because from us they're buying in kgs, and then that kg is split into
Bunches.
Yeah,
Correct.
it's split into bunches. So you'll find that what they bought from me, that 1 kg, they will make almost triple because it's being sold to you in bunches.
So what I've seen, and by no means am I an expert, but what I've seen in, like, for example, in different value chains like dairy, what has worked for farmers, like in Kiambu County, is probably that aggregation of just them coming together in cooperatives and understanding that collectively we have the power.
Yeah.
But we have seen that there's more power for the broker when it's fragmented and everybody can side sell.
True.
But you're collaborating with farmers.
Yes.
And I remember us talking about aggregation, and you said you really hate that word.
Yes.
Please, let's talk about that.
Yes, because aggregation has become the new name that it's a glorified broker. I honestly think aggregation is the new glorified broker name.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's still being used to control the farmer. Yeah. That aggregation part of it. It's to be honest, even if you look at the models that are in the market, it's more or less the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's more or less the same. So I don't like that word. I'm more into the collective and collaboration part of it. Yeah. Like what I am working on, is identify a location. All these small scale farmers, you have 1 acre, you have 0.5, you have 2 acres. Actually, my model, what I'm working on is if you have more than 5 acres, you do not qualify to join. Yeah. Because then you can deal, or maybe we're just going to put you in a different cluster than these other ones.
Right.
So a geographical location. All of you bring in your 1 acre, your 2 acres, your 0.5. Let's make it 10 or 20, unit A. So you'll be treated as one farm. So you plant. Yeah, your planting is probably on the same day.
Right.
Yeah, whatever you're doing, if you're doing rotation, while unit B is doing French beans, unit A is rotating. Yeah, So currently we are piloting with a few farmers to just get it right before now put it out there in the market.
Yeah.
But now provide farmers with the market. Yeah. So my objective is the pain points of a farmer, because I have experienced them myself. It's ready market, continuous market that is there, knowledge. Yeah. And being able to afford inputs and what the crop needs. Yeah. So we are working, if we provide these and we provide market, because you could give, there's agri-fintech, agri-fintech institutions, kudos to them, but they're still not including the farmers. They're not including the farmers. That inclusion is still lacking. Yeah. I understand they're coming from the point of the high risk, the high risk in agriculture. But can we find ways to deal with that? Can we find ways to, what is what I'm looking for? You mentioned it the other time. Yes. Can we find ways to de-risk?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we find ways to work with insurance companies for crop insurance?
Right.
Like what I mentioned, warehouse receipting, especially for grains. Can we find ways to have, there's an act for warehouse receipting where if you're going to set up a warehouse and a farmer who has stored produce with you, they can take that receipt to a financial institution and they can access maybe 70% of that. Can we have more of that? Yeah. And now include it with insurance, because those are all elements of de-risking.
Yeah.
Can we actually have those solutions available and accessible to farmers?
Yeah.
And can they know about them? Because again, the lack of knowledge. Yeah, farmers do not know, the lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
Yes.
I saw that when I was doing my desk research ahead of this. Bangladesh has done that in, I think it's the Grameen Bank, where they come and say, let's say you're 5 farmers.
Yeah.
We will loan out to 2 of the farmers, and then you 3 guarantee this farmer.
Yeah.
And so the farmer now has access to credit
Mhm.
and they're able to kind of increase their productivity because of that.
Yeah.
But a lot of times there are so many hurdles along the way. We talked about the entire value chain, but if you also now layer the value chain with supply chain, how can the microfinancing institutions lend against
Yes.
produce that is yet to
Yeah.
be yield?
Because lending is actually there. The likes of Mercy Corps, I think.
Yeah.
Lending is there, but now it's not inclusive for everyone.
No,
Yes,
it's not for the
because
small
of the
folk.
risk. Yeah, because of the risk factor. Even I was having a conversation. I don't know with which institution. They told me, when you have 100 farmers onboarded, come back.
Wow. So, I mean, what I'm hearing is food systems are financial systems.
Yeah.
So beyond the loans and things like that, and when we look at finance, we need to probably have a different lens as to how we are looking at finance and farmers.
Yes.
And currently, there has been looked at as what if you have receipts, volume, collateral.
And we are leasing. Where am I going to get collateral when I'm
Collateral
leasing
from-
my land?
Uh-huh. Yeah, so feels like there's a bigger conversation to be had in terms of us value engineering the
Yeah.
finance bit. So where does that finance bit show up? Like, is there something you've worked around, or are there people trying to fix that? I'm sure there must be. I mean, the gap is very gaping, isn't it?
It's my next thing. Yeah, it's my next thing. I think from a point of now information and understanding,
Yeah.
and those that are in the market,
Mm.
even nowadays, also banks are trying to come up with ways to offer financing to farmers, but it's still not there yet. Yeah, was it? When was it? I think a couple of weeks ago, I actually went to 6 different banks. Yeah.
6.
Yes, I went to 6 banks. Yeah, and my books are good. Yeah, my books are good. There's cash flow.
Yes.
There's money moving in my accounts.
Yeah.
But much of it is expenses because again, I hadn't gotten to understand that because of now how I've set up my farm, I actually have leverage and I can get better prices because of my 3 pillars: quality, quantity, continuity. So when I understood that I actually have leverage because of that, I've now been able to negotiate my prices higher. But before then, I was still dealing with the 80 shillings and 90 shillings. So I'm making 10 shillings profit. So money is moving in my accounts.
But profits are not.
I don't have any profits.
Or money to plow back.
Yes, I don't have because it's all expenses.
No surplus.
So on my books, it looks like I'm making money, but
Right,
I'm not.
bottom line.
I'm not making profit. Yeah, it's all expenses. So anyway, I said, you know what? I'm going to visit 6 packs. I'm going to print out my statements because they look nice. Let's see. I have contracts. I'm contracted. Yeah. So I have.
So that's assets and
Yes, I do have them. I'm like, I have contracts.
You
These
have
are my
production.
pricing.
Yeah.
I have production.
Yeah.
This is my farm. I can prove that I actually farm on these 107 acres.
Yeah.
And the contract says there's a willing buyer who's waiting to buy your
Yes,
produce.
exactly.
Price.
And
At
it
a
goes
certain,
back.
at a fixed
Yeah.
price.
Yes. And you can see on my statements for the 6 years, there's actually money that is, you can see these people are paying.
Yeah.
So it's not like payments are not coming in. Then I said I want an overdraft. I'm looking for an overdraft. Yeah. To run my OPEX. They said you have to give us collateral. I'm like, should this, you can see. Can we even start somewhere?
We're in so much trouble, especially
So
when it comes to
imagine
financing.
if and I'm doing large scale.
What about a 20-acre, 5-acre,
Yes.
3-acre
Yes.
person?
Yes.
Yeah.
When do they scale? Because capital.
I mean, you're high risk.
Yeah, we understand it's a high risk, it's agriculture. We understand, but can we now, we know the problem. Can we now look for solutions beyond that? Okay, Sawa. For how long are we going to be high risk and nothing happens? Can we go beyond being high risk? Can we look for ways to de-risk? Can we now move ahead? These are the challenges.
Everything must be formalized. Formalization is probably where
But the
problems
farmers
come.
are not in the room. There was a conference you were at.
Not one. I go to these conferences and every time when you see my hand up
Oh,
in an
problem.
agriculture
Yes.
conference,
Yeah.
I will only ask one question. How
Yes.
many farmers
In
are
the room.
here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will turn out to be 4
Mm-hmm.
at most, not more than 10.
Yeah.
How are you having farmer conversations without farmers in the house?
It's just the
Yeah.
way African conversations happen without Africans
Yeah.
in the room.
I
Yeah.
feel there was an organization within our country, a financial institution that had cracked this originally before they formalized properly, where collateral was a matrimonial bed because it was of value.
Yeah.
So maybe again is going back and reframing what does value look like, because some of this collateral that is being asked, which are physical assets, some of us don't have.
Yeah.
Especially women.
And especially women as
Right.
well,
Yeah.
who are extremely disenfranchised.
It's unfortunate. I couldn't even get an invoice discounting. And this is an invoice as in because I don't have
It's the invoices that
discount my invoice.
right.
Yeah, so for the guys
Yeah.
listening out there, there's a big opportunity to figure out financing for farming,
Yes.
and looking at it as a financial system.
But I think also several ecosystem. I think a lot of times when we look at this agriculture bit, we're always looking to be farmers, but you don't have to be a farmer for you to get involved in that entire ecosystem.
You do not have.
Yeah,
Yes.
agpreneurship is a thing.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Just involve farmers to understand
Right.
what actually are the pain points.
Yeah.
Like if people who are trying to coming up with maybe Derisking
Correct.
solutions,
Yeah.
come to us.
Yeah.
It's not from my
figure it
theory.
out tomorrow.
Yeah. Come to us.
And really pay
Get to the
attention
grassroots,
and
yes.
really learn my business.
Yes.
Calm down, because I feel sometimes that even when you're looking for funding, people don't go beyond the book value or what they're seeing in terms of your financials. You don't understand my business model. You don't understand exactly what I'm doing. Calm down, see the scale, see what is happening.
Yeah.
Is there any activity happening beyond the books and stuff? And I think also there's a big gap there. And I want to segue into maybe our last section, which is if you were to redesign this agricultural system tomorrow,
From a legal perspective also.
yeah,
I want to hear from also added that layer.
yeah, what would you do tomorrow morning? First thing,
If I were to redesign it,
Yeah.
get the farmers on the table.
Mhm.
How?
Yeah. Get the farmers on the table. There's existing cooperatives. Do you know in the
Cooperatives,
grassroots there's
yeah.
cooperatives, and in
Yeah.
the grassroots there are chamas that are purely for agriculture purposes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Farmer
There's a
produce
lot.
organizations.
Yes,
yeah.
those organizations are there. Only now in chama, SACCO, small SACCOs are. But
VMGAs.
yes.
Yeah.
What's a BMGA?
Village Marketing Group.
Oh, VMGAs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a village
Marketing
cooperative.
Group Association. Okay.
Yeah.
Reach out to them. Get to really understand what is going on.
Because there's economic activity.
Yes. What is going on? Get to understand what exactly is going on. So when we move now, these are the issues we're dealing with. You have actually had the conversation. This is what is on the ground. It's like when you're starting up your business, you do proper research. Yeah.
Mhm.
Get to know what value is missing and what value am I going to bring. Yeah. That's how I look at it. And farmers from different sectors, they have different issues, but there is the common issues. Yeah. Look at maybe you'll find most farmers have issues with agronomy knowledge. They don't know. You cannot. I'm sorry to say this, but agrovets, people who run agrovets, they need to be certified. They need to actually go through education to be able to sell to farmers, because most farmers will go to their local agrovets. I'm like,
That's
where?
the expert.
What do they know?
Exactly.
Yeah, you'll find that most agrovets, for someone who's running an agrovet, they have just opened it as a business. And then a distributor will come to you. This is what we use for this particular stage or to deal with this insect. Yeah. The agrovet person, what they're looking for is the margin.
Yeah.
Is a margin. There's a time I had a conversation with an agrovet. I wanted to, when I was just learning about rice, yeah, I wanted a herbicide. I wanted a herbicide for rice. Herbicide is what you spray to control weeds. It's not. It's a selective herbicide, so it doesn't touch the crop. It only deals with the weeds. And then they recommended an insecticide.
But you wanted a herbicide.
Yes.
What if
So
you
imagine if I didn't know, or if I didn't, because if I'm not familiar with an agrochemical,
Right.
I actually read about it on the labels. So how many farmers
Wow.
go to agrovets and they're recommended what should not happen? So can there be some form of training or certification requirement for, like, pharmacies? You can't run a pharmacy unless you have some sort of training. Can we have the same for agrovet? Because that's the first point person for a farmer.
Yeah.
We have a running thing here where one of the things we always ask our guests is, growing up, where does the farming bone come from?
In Litap.
Yes. Who would have thought I would actually go back to this? But my mom is a farmer.
Okay.
She's been a farmer for the longest time.
Yes.
So who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Yeah, they would take me through law school and I would come back to build an agribusiness empire.
Your environment thought.
I know.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She's now getting into terms that I'm in agriculture to stay.
Yeah.
She thought it was a passing thing
Yeah.
because she's like, I'm your mother. I've been a farmer. Why do you want to be a farmer? I'm like, Mom, I don't want to be a farmer. I want to run an agribusiness. So those are two different things. I'm not just farming for the sake of farming. You know, this is something I'm building here. Yeah, but yes, my mother has been a farmer. Yeah. In our family back in the day, we would get the basic need, the basic stuff as children. Anything beyond the basic stuff, like breakfast, utapata mkate. If you want blue band, ulikuwa kwa shamba jana. Ulidhani blue band itatoka wapi?
Yeah.
Yeah. So mkate nitanunua.
Yeah.
That's fine. You must have breakfast. You wanted blue band? Sikukuona kwa shamba jana.
Yeah. Correct.
So I think also just going with her to the farm and all that, because that's also how I got into the farming. When I wanted an extra source of income from my employment days, I was like, what do I know? I know about farming. That's how I got into it.
Correct.
But who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
This is what I want to build?
Yeah.
The agriculture.
But there's so many people who have parents who are farmers, and are kind of they're deterred from that profession.
Yeah.
And I find it interesting that there are certain professions in this world that are seen as altruistic and can't be made very profitable. And I find farming as one of them.
Yeah.
I would also say teaching. But I think what I'm hearing is also it's time for us to just change farming from being altruistic to being something that actually can be aspirational.
Yes.
We were wondering, one of the main reasons why Cliff found you different is because you don't look like no farmer.
I know.
How do farmers look like?
I get that a lot.
Yeah.
I actually no longer introduce myself as a lawyer. I'm like, I'm a farmer, and you can see it from someone's face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the
Why
longest
aren't you
time,
dusty?
Yeah,
Yeah,
why
I
aren't you
know.
dusty? Why don't you have torn clothes?
Yes.
For the longest time, I remember, like in the US Embassy, it was always said, don't go and introduce you. When they ask you what do, do not say farmer, or you shall get the pink slip and say your visa has been rejected. Because
Really?
it's just, farmers are not seen as
We are
honest.
changing. We are
Yeah.
changing the
And so
narrative.
I think it's important for people to see more of you, more Evas,
Yeah.
because farming is aspirational. Farming can earn a decent and dignified income.
It can.
And it's interesting because when Joram was here, he talked about there's a reason why most miners in Congo are artisanal miners, or a lot of coffee farmers are seen with torn clothes, because that's actually, there's a confirmation bias that's going on in our minds. So what are you looking to change? I think you're disrupting even just how you look and your cute pink gumboots and everything. But what else are you looking to just completely change just how farmers are perceived?
The current perception is that farmers, they're old. That's one. It's our grandparents and probably our parents. And then number two, they belong in the rural areas. Yeah. So I want to change that. Yeah. Move away from subsistence mindset to actually commercializing agriculture. That's what the agribusiness. Yeah. And getting people to understand that there are vast opportunities in agriculture. I keep saying this. If there is any sector that you can build more than 7 revenue streams, it's agriculture.
Wow.
Right now, I'm in production. Yeah. After that, probably get into technology agriculture. There's a lot of opportunities within agriculture. Livestock, tea, there's a lot within agriculture. Yeah, a lot. Yeah, so just being able to take advantage of the entire value chain ecosystem. Yeah, and agriculture is food is evergreen. If the world is closed today, the only people that will be allowed to be moving around, it's us.
Yeah.
Because you must eat.
Even zombies need to eat.
Everybody gotta eat.
It's evergreen.
You talked about opportunities in agribusiness. One of the things I do remember you talking about, even as we sort of wind up, is technology.
Yeah.
You say there's something missing, especially when it comes to software or technology to run your business.
Yes.
And I know you've been in fintech. What's that looking like? What's that future, and what do you guys need to build? And where do you see opportunities for anyone watching in terms of what do you guys need to build, or where is that opportunity sitting?
We need much of what is out here, softwares and technology, especially around systems and processes. It's not befitting for farming.
Okay.
Yeah, for the farming sector. I've seen it work for other businesses. Yeah, especially being a technology lawyer, and my clients offering these services to various
because it's
businesses.
built for the sector.
Yes, but what it's built for those sectors.
I mean, fintech. Everyone.
Yes.
You have a loan system. You have a whatever system, a KYC system.
Exactly.
etc.
Even
so
HR
it's plug
and everything else.
Yeah.
Yes, it's built for those sectors, but we still do not have systems that are built for the farming sector.
Day to day.
Yes, day to day. What is happening is what has been built for other sectors is being fed into farming for us to adopt it.
And not the other way around.
Not the other way around. We need something that is built for the farming sector. Yeah. Software around it. Yes.
And for the guys who have those opportunities, let us know. I think there's a big opportunity there.
Yeah, or maybe they're there and we don't know about them.
Or maybe they're there. Absolutely.
Yeah, or maybe they're there, we don't know about them.
I mean, I know there's always a solution somewhere.
Yes.
And I'm sure there are guys who are building and would be interesting if we can plug guys.
Yeah.
Eva,
I keep hearing opportunity.
Yeah, there's lots of opportunities.
There's
always.
There's a lot, and yeah, if you're looking to get into the agriculture sector, talk to a farmer.
Like yourself.
Find out what are the issues, the day-to-day issues, then build from there.
Are you open to talking to people?
I am always talking to people.
Like your
I'm always talking to people.
Your socials.
Yes, all my socials, everywhere, Eva Gachoki.
Eva Gachoki.
Yes, everywhere, Eva Gachoki.
Yeah, no, you are completing your thought in terms of you're always talking to people as well.
Yes, yes, I'm always talking to people. I'm already talking to some software developers.
Correct.
Yeah, they're looking to build something around. So they're asking questions.
Yeah,
they're asking questions how we can go about it. Payments people, people in the payment services providers.
Correct.
I'm also answering questions. I'm always talking to people who are willing to build things around agriculture because we need these things.
Absolutely.
We need efficiency in agriculture. Yeah, we need efficiency, and technology is one of the things that is going to help with bringing this efficiency.
Okay. Yeah. Even as we wind up, last parting words, words of wisdom, anything. Books, resources, anything you feel like, like in terms of people should know about, your journey so far. Yeah.
Oh.
Or anything.
Yeah. My favorite ones. Anything is possible.
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah.
Your wildest thought, your wildest dream.
Correct.
Anything is possible.
Yeah.
Truly. This 107 was one day just a thought. It now is.
Yeah.
Anything is possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll take
Anything
that.
is possible, yes.
Anything is possible.
Yeah.
Margot?
Become a farmer.
Yeah.
Or build systems around farmers that will increase productivity and money in the hands of the farmer ultimately.
Let's build more land. Let's buy more land.
Yeah.
Buy more land because farmers will be the new Ferrari.
Or lease more land. Lease more land.
That's why I give guys blood pressure.
And I think also something that can also come up is people with vast tracts, huge tracts of land. Do JVs. Do joint ventures with farmers. Bring the land. I bring my farming skills, That way, at least we can be able to do it on a long time instead of leasing for a period of time. Because one of the things that happens for ground is when a farmer leases a land and then the owner of the land sees that, hey, mtu anasaidika sana. They take it. But then they're not as passionate or they don't know how to run a farm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it dies down.
Yeah.
So if you see it's working, come. What can we do together? Look,
Correct.
especially if it's really large scale.
You know, the one thing you said that stuck with me was, you remember when she said register your lease? Was it you were saying register your lease at the Ministry of Lands?
No, that wasn't me.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
Yes.
I was like, that's something I actually found out the other day, that even though you have a lease, how you create a charge on the land is you actually pick your lease and you go register it as a charge in the Ministry of Land. So yeah, it's binding, and
that's for large scale farmers.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that you're street smart.
Yes.
Yeah. So somebody doesn't come and decide
Some form of
halfway through
formalization,
something.
because that could also help with collateral as well.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And I feel like I wish somebody would build something like a how-to, like A to Z. Here's a law. Here's how it works. Here's a playbook. Da 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 da.
Tell you
This
what,
is- yeah.
I wouldn't do a how-to. I don't like how-tos.
Yeah.
I like listen to what people are saying and then pick what works for you.
Okay.
You've said I could mention something. I'm building something called Farmers Circle.
Yeah.
Yes, where we are going to have conversations.
Yes.
Yeah, we grow together. So instead of doing a how-to, let's say you're farming, let's talk. Then you, the listener, you're interested in it, pick what works for you.
Yeah.
A how-to, A to Z. Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
rigid.
it's quite rigid. Yes,
Okay.
just pick what works for you. But I get what
Yeah.
you meant. Yeah. Listen. So building a community. That's it. I want to build a community
Yes.
for farmers by farmers.
Well, that's your the farmer circle that you.
Yes, the farmers circle. Yes, for
Okay.
farmers by farmers. That's also on social media as well as farmers circle. Let's talk. Yeah. So the next time I'll be able to have a sit down with someone in the finance sector. So why are you guys not supporting us? Tell us, what do we need to do for you guys to, what does the risk looks like for you as a financial person?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's have the conversation. A farmer and let's talk.
Right.
How can we grow? How can we grow this? How can we make this better?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's a time I tried to export rice to Sierra Leone. And my price for sending out was higher than the price my buyers in Sierra Leone were getting when rice from Pakistan has landed in Sierra Leone. You can't compete with that. You can't. That's why it's cheaper even for players to import rice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Africa,
because the cost, the production is it's something else.
Africa capitalism, we must do better.
Yeah. Do you know we import eggs?
We do.
Why are we importing eggs?
We even import rice, right?
Yeah.
We actually import a lot of things.
People from Uganda are buying
scary.
chicks. They are buying chicks from us, and then they send us eggs.
Yeah.
Okay. On that note, Wago.
Yeah.
Time to close.
Become a rice farmer. There's lots of opportunity there. If the numbers are read, 1.3 million tons. We consume 1.3 million tons, but we can only produce 25% of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a whole other conversation.
That's a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
And today we end it there, Eva. We are so grateful that you came to see us. Thank you so much. This has been real.
Thank you for having me.
Do take care. And guys, please, as usual, subscribe, like. Help us support this channel. And this has been quite a treat.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Eva.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. Yes, next time make it 3 hours.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like tumekata vitu mingi sana.
There's a lot to be said, yes. And we definitely must have you back. And it's a wrap.